but we do operate this commercial custody digital asset business to help those investors secure their Bitcoin, if you will, that are choosing to hire someone as a counterparty to help them do that. Part of the beauty is Bitcoin, as you know, is you can self-custody if you so choose, or many investors want to outsource that function as it takes some sophistication on the technological side, of course, and that's part of the natural path of how these exchange traded products got to market too. So this is just the most recent extension of a lot of different capabilities at Fidelity. And across our broad exchange traded lineup, we have 76 products at our firm representing over $113 billion in assets under management. And this is a new exciting example of the innovation that goes on at our firm, Fidelity.
Yeah, you want somebody you can trust. Makes total sense. I mean, who doesn't? So when we go back and talking about crypto, we talked about the Fidelity Bitcoin reference rate index that you have there at Fidelity. But crypto, the market is so volatile, especially that we've seen over this last month itself of what's happened to Bitcoin. So how does Fidelity create this accurate and reliable pricing model for this fund?
Yeah, I think the biggest question that gets asked there when you're comparing reliable pricing with Bitcoin or FBTC or any of the Bitcoin exchange traded products is, what are you comparing, right? What are the two things that you're tracking and ensuring that they track well in theory? And traditionally, when investors are evaluating products, fund products, they're evaluating the fund's net asset value or NAV to its benchmark index. How efficiently is the fund itself tracking its stated investment mandate? And this should reflect similar returns minus fees. We work with a number of reputable authorized participants, or APs, they're often called in short, to ensure orderly creation and redemption of shares of FBTC, regardless of the underlying market environment. And so I think that's important point one from a more traditional lens of research of, is the net asset value, the NAV, tracking the benchmark index? But naturally, of course, what we found as well is investors, when they're looking at a Bitcoin exchange traded product, are thinking about how does that track spot Bitcoin, if you will. They'll call it real Bitcoin or something else, but the price of Bitcoin at any given point in time. So it's important to understand, is it tracking closely naturally to Bitcoin or not? In some of my earlier comments around what is the true price of Bitcoin, we're using that Fidelity Bitcoin reference rate as this composite index to understand how does Bitcoin actually look in this fund vehicle versus spot on any given exchange or venue. And the reality is, if you zoom out or a long enough time frame, they're going to be quite similar in nature.
Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Content is offered for information purposes only. Unless stated otherwise, any and all individuals participating in the video are third parties that include both professional investors and individual investors who may not be licensed or certified by any institute or regulatory body. Unless stated otherwise, the views or opinions expressed may not reflect those of Seeking Alpha as a whole. The accuracy and completeness of content shared cannot be guaranteed. Seeking Alpha does not take account of your objectives or financial situation and does not offer any personalized investment advice. Seeking Alpha is not a licensed securities dealer, broker, U.S. investment advisor, or investment bank.